Hi, I'm Niall McGill, and today I'm going to talk to you about hitting the punch shot and keeping the golf ball under the wind, something that a lot of golfers struggle with, and especially when we're playing up here in Scotland and throughout the UK, you do tend to find there can be quite a bit of wind, and that's something that can really affect your ball flight. So I'm going to show you today how to keep that ball down, how to keep it under the wind, and give yourself that bit of control hitting your iron shots into the green. So what we want to do to first of all help keep the ball down is we've got to be careful with the loft that's on the golf club. So one good tip is to use slightly more club, so if you're going to hit a 6-iron, maybe hit a 5-iron, grip slightly down on that. So immediately you've got a little bit stronger loft on the club. Next thing to look at is the position of the golf ball. So again, we're really looking at trying to control loft on the club head, or dynamic loft, which is loft at point of impact, is what we're really focusing on. So with the ball position, where I would normally, I actually have a number 6-iron here, so where I'd normally play this ball a bit to the left of centre, instead for this punch shot, I'm actually going to play the ball a little bit back in my stance. So I'm going to play somewhere between the centre and my right foot, just depending on how much I want to control that ball flight and how much I want to keep that ball flight down and under the wind. So I get my ball back in the stance. I'm actually going to work my weight and feel my weight just leaning slightly forwards onto my front foot. So I'm maybe sitting 55, almost 60% onto my left foot here. What this is going to help me do is stay over the ball when I swing back. Now what this does, as I stay over the ball, this allows me to really work onto the ball on the downswing, striking the ball with a very strong loft on the club head, which gives us this low ball flight. Now again, ball position, depending on just how low you want to keep it, if you're into a real strong wind, you want that ball down so you can play the ball further back, but you can play around with the ball position to find what best matches the shot you're needing to play. So again, ball back a little bit, leaning forwards on the left side. As I swing back, the feeling I want you to have is to actually keep your weight on that front foot. So you're not going to rotate and pivot onto your right leg like you normally would in a full shot, normal height shot. Rather, you're going to stay more on that front foot. You're going to get the feeling of your chest remaining right over the top of the ball. So as you swing down, again, you're staying on top, actually slightly ahead of the ball with your chest to keep this low-driven ball flight. What you're going to find as a result is that your follow-through is slightly restricted. By staying over the ball, it's a little bit harder for you to release the hands, which is something we don't really want you doing anyway with the punch shot. If you release, you're going to tend to turn the ball over to the left, or you're going to scoop under and you're going to pop the ball up in the air. So with the follow-through on a punch shot, you're going to find yourself with a slightly restricted position. You're going to get yourself maybe only halfway through and not find yourself able to release all the way up into the finishing position. Watch the top players. This is a shot that they'll play so often with an iron, with this restricted follow-through position. The telltale signs are a slightly shorter follow-through, and you're going to see your club head finishing in a slightly higher position than your hands, whereas a released finish, you would find your club head down and finishing lower than your hands. So let me just hit a couple of shots to let you see here. So again, ball slightly back in the stance, weight leaning forwards on the left side, and your focus throughout the swing is to keep the chest over the top of the ball, keep the weight on the left side. So again, we get a nice low, strong, penetrating ball flight. Once again, set myself up. I get the ball dropped slightly back in the stance, get my body weight leaning forwards onto the left side. Keep myself over the top of the golf ball. So I stay over the ball, I hit a firm strike down onto the back of the ball, keeps that ball flight nice and low. So where do people go wrong? People go wrong again in golf trying to help the ball up in the air. So too many iron players and too many amateur players hitting iron shots tend to balloon them up in the air. This comes from staying back, the wrist scooping underneath, and what will happen is it results in this scooping, high-handed finish, ball flight too high. This is not good when you're trying to control the ball in the wind. So again, ball back, weight onto the left side, keep your chest over the top of the ball. If you're going to drop down a club throw, instead of, if I was to be hitting a 6-iron, maybe moving to a 5 or a 7, moving to a 6, you can even grip down the club a little bit as well. Watch some of the players like Anthony Kim, the American player, so he'll play gripping down the club to give that a little bit more control. Ball back, weight forward, keep your chest over the top of the ball. Quite a firm, punchy hit at it, and again this gives us nice, strong, controlled ball flight. Go and give it a try in the range, give it a try in the course, and hope this helps, and we'll see you next time.